Now time for sports. This country's senior men's footballers returned to training yesterday ahead of Thursday's Scotiabank Caribbean Cup qualifier against the Dominican Republic at Atbolden Stadium in Vancouver on Wednesday, and then a fixture against Martinique on October 11th. Coach Stephen Hart has selected a strong team for the assignments, but knows the task at hand won't be easy.
Format of the tournament in itself, it's a very difficult format. So the bottom line is, without sounding too obvious, is you have to win both games. So there's no leeway at all, really, and you're playing the opening game, which is a fairly difficult time, because I mean right now we only have 13 players here because they played yesterday, their clubs.
He adds this will serve as good competition for his team ahead of the final round of World Cup qualifying beginning in November.
Well, that was the general thought behind it, because teams that do not have to play in any competition that are in the hex are using the 2 dates as preparation. So we thought, well, okay, it's a home and away, it will be very similar to the hex.
Meanwhile, the Caribbean Cup between Jamaica and Suriname in Jamaica has been postponed due to safety concerns regarding Hurricane Matthew. Maria Sharapova's 2-year doping ban has been reduced to 15 months following her appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The 5-time Grand Slam winner was initially banned by the International Tennis Federation for 2 years after testing positive for meldonium at the 2016 Australian Open. Sharapova said, quote, "I am counting on the days until I can return. In so many ways, I feel like something I love was taken away from me, and it will feel really good to have it back. Tennis is my passion, and I have missed it," end quote. The former world #1 said she could not accept the unfairly harsh ban when it was announced in June. The CAS panel said it found Sharapova's case was not about an athlete who cheated, but added she bore significant fault for her violation. It added that Sharapova was at fault for not giving her agents instructions and in checking in with WADA's prohibited list and failing to supervise and control her agent. The Russian will now be able to return to the tennis court on April 26, 2017. There could be a slightly easier way for TNT to get back into the World Cup if the FIFA president gets his way. Gianni Infantino proposes expanding the World Cup finals to 48 teams, a larger number than his election promise of 40 teams. Under his proposal, a preliminary knockout round in the host country would involve 32 teams, with the winners reaching the groups, while a further 16 seeded teams would get a bye to that stage. The rest of the tournament would be the same as it is now, with teams competing in group stages followed by knockout rounds. Infantino said a decision would be taken by the governing body's council in January. Normally, the phrase reads, "coming to America," but in a break from the norm, former U.S. national team coach Bob Bradley is headed back to the UK to take up his biggest club coaching assignment to date. Swansea City have fired manager Francesco Guidolin and hired Bradley to take over the struggling Premier League club, which lies 17th in the standings. The appointment makes Bradley the first American to ever manage in one of Europe's top leagues, but he is far from accomplished in both club and international level. Bradley won a Gold Cup, finished first in qualifying for the 2010 World Cup, and then led the US to first place in their group at the tournament before he coached Egypt's national team for a period of time. Bradley is the first American manager to qualify a team for the European League with Norwegian side Stabæk, before landing at Le Havre in France and coaching them to within 1 goal of promotion to the top flight league. And that was your sport for today.